Let's try. Ooh, okay. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's video we are going to be trying out the Morphe Main Event collection. If you guys are new to the channel, hi, my name is Ken, also known as MrKenDenis. So today I have got the eyeshadow palette. This one is the Main Event 24M palette, and I've also got the Bring the Beat by Make Sure 6-piece brush collection plus belt bag, or as I like to call it, a bum bag. I don't know if it's just an English Aussie thing where, you know, it's like a bum bag essentially. Yeah, but yeah, it came along with these really pretty looking brushes, which I'm actually really excited to try out. In particular, this liner brush and also the glitter packer brush. Whether or not it's going to actually work, I have no idea. Alright, if you guys are new to my first impressions type videos, I basically receive the product, buy it, and then try not to watch any videos about it so that I can form my own opinion about it. The only thing that I did look up about this palette is how to use the highliners. So, oh, headliners, sorry. I keep calling them highliners. What brand calls them highliners? Oh, I think it's Marc Jacobs. Anyway, headliners. So the headliners are from the bottom shade here, and they're basically cake liners from what I found out, and you just need to add a little bit of water onto the brush tip, and then this, and then these shades down here become eyeliners. So I am really excited to try those out. The only reason I looked that up was because I really wasn't sure how to use it, because if you look at the photo here, it just kind of looks like you just get your brush and some water, and in my head I was thinking maybe I should just like put some drops of water in there. I mean, technically you could, but I'm scared I might ruin it, so I thought I would just check. I'm going to start off first with some concealer as an eyeshadow base. I also really appreciate the fact that this palette has a huge mirror. I always like big mirrors, like, hey. Alright, so before I dive in, so this palette essentially has 24 pans, and again the bottom row are pretty much like eyeliners. In this palette you have a combination of mattes, shimmers, and really nice chunky glitter shades, which I personally, I love chunky shimmery, here. I love chunky shimmery glitter shades. They're just like my jam. I'm gonna use this brush over here, so I'm gonna put it on an angle like that, that way it's more diffused. Oof, this orange is gonna be nice and bright. Ooh, okay, this orange is quite pigmented. Next I'm going to grab this dome-shaped blending brush, and I'm going to grab the shade Wellies, which I feel is like a neutral dark brown shade. It's definitely not the darkest brown I've ever seen, but I feel like it's definitely going to work for what I'm wanting to achieve. Oh, okay, I take that back. It actually translates pretty dark on the lids. Also, looking up close, I feel like there is a little bit of shimmer in this shade. Like, it's not a complete matte shade. Looking up close at the shadow and also like on my eyelid, I can definitely see very, very fine hints of shimmer. Like, it's not like a shimmery brown eyeshadow. It's just got flecks of shimmer in it, if that makes sense. I feel like it's still going to work for like definition work. I just thought I would point that out. So far, so good, guys. Like, the shadows that I've used so far, they're really, really pigmented. I haven't really had to dip into the pan more than maybe 3 times on each eye to really get this amount of pigmentation, which is really, really impressive. Okay, with this particular palette, I do feel like these are pressed pigments just because of how pigmented they are. You need very little amount of product to actually get this amount of pigmentation, which is really, really good. I mean, obviously I also had a wet tacky base, the concealer as a base, but yeah, I feel like a lot of shadows from Morphe tend to be of like pressed pigment, like really, really pigmented, at least if they're not pressed pigment. Alright, now I'm going to grab the silicone brush. This one's called the Silicone Glitter Packer brush, that's the official name. I don't know how I'm going to go along with this. Usually when it comes to sort of like glittery eyeshadows, I prefer to use like my fingers, or foiled, I think that's what they're actually called sometimes. But we'll see, we'll see. Again, this is my first time ever using one of these. Let's try. Ooh, okay. And this kind of reminds me of those like eyeshadow tip brushes that you get from like really inexpensive drugstore mini palettes, you know what I mean? Like those little silicone or like little puff end brushes. So I guess if you have one of those, that would work. Ooh, hello. Ooh, whirl. Yes. This is actually applying really nicely. Honestly, I was thinking I would have to use my fingers for this application, but This is actually really, really nice. Alright, I don't know how I'm going to describe this, but this particular eyeshadow or this glitter shadow does seem to have a bit of colour in the background. So if you've ever used glitter eyeshadows before, sometimes they don't have a bit of colour to them. It's like literally just a clear sort of like solution and like glitter, and you'll kind of need to use like a matte shade underneath or like a shimmery shade underneath, like, you know, some kind of color underneath to really back up that shimmer or that glitter, whereas this, I feel like on its own is doing the job. Yeah, okay, I'm impressed. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the headliners. I was initially going to go for the red because I wanted to kind of like be here like all contrasty and stuff, but I feel like I kind of want to make this sort of like a smoky dramatic look in a sense. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab Act 2, which is sort of like this navy blue shade. I think it's showing up pretty dark on camera, but it's a navy blue shade, and I feel like it's going to complement this look really, really well. So I don't have like a little petri dish or anything, so I've just got like this eyelash packaging that I've just added a little bit of water to, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that felt tip liner brush thing that this collection came with. Feels really nice and sturdy and quite stiff, which is what you want for eyeshadow work, eyeliner work. Okay, that's a little bit lackluster, so I think it has to be quite wet, so I'm gonna really dunk my brush in there. Okay, so I've just done a couple of swatches on the back of my hand, and honestly it kind of just looks black to me. It doesn't, yeah, I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more of a navy blue color. Yeah, it's just, it's quite dark, to be completely honest. So I think I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to go ahead with my original thought of going with that red shade. Alright, so I've got the red eyeliner on this eye, and I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly disappointed at how dull essentially this red is. Now, do take a note that I have like a bluey shade underneath, and I've also got all these other dark colors as well, so maybe it's just like affecting how vibrant this color is going to be on its own. But yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed, but I would be interested to see how this works on, let's just say, foundation on its own, like just bare skin. Anyway, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and then sort of like finish off the eyes on camera for you guys, and then we'll move on to the review proper. Alright, so I've got the rest of my base makeup, my brows on. Now I'm going to continue with the eyes. I'm going to use this eyeliner from Maybelline. I'm just going to use it in the waterline. This one is the Maybelline Tattoo Liner in Striking Navy. Alright, so I'm just grabbing the smudger brush and I'm literally just smudging that liner out. Also, by the way, the bristles I feel are fairly nice. I don't know, I think they're natural hair. I don't think it actually says what kind of brushes or bristles they use, but they feel like natural fiber hairs to me. Alright, so I'm just going to finish off the rest of my makeup and then we're going to talk about this collection. Okay, so this is the final look, and I'm sorry about my hair, it's just kind of going everywhere. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the first impressions, my thoughts and opinions section of this video. Let's start off first with the brushes and the belt bag. I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's very e-boy, e-girl sort of like trending at the moment, so I think that's why they incorporated that into this collection, but like, I have no use for the bag, honestly. But the brushes, I do feel like they are a really good set of brushes. Again, most of the fibers, from what I can tell, are natural fibers, except obviously the silicone one. So yeah, they're really nice. They're not very sharp or pokey, or like, you know, like they're decent quality. They're not the softest out there, but they definitely do the job. But yeah, I think it's a decent collection. What really stood out to me was the silicone glitter packer brush. Like I said, during the application I was very surprised at how well it performed, because usually when it comes to foiled or like glittery eyeshadows I have to use my fingers before it actually really shows up on my eyes or on my skin in general, and yeah, I was just really blown away. Alright, moving on to the palette. Obviously I didn't try out every single shadow, I just did like a first impressions. If you guys would like me to do a proper review on this palette, definitely let me know down in the comment box down below. More than happy to do that for you guys. But let's talk about the packaging. I really like the aesthetic of this palette. It's just it's just like a whole bunch of really bright, bold colors, and you can tell that this palette's going to be a little bit more on the grungier side of things. Like, that's my personal opinion, like how I feel like these colors kind of come off almost sort of like grungy. And grungy can be glam, like, don't get me wrong, grungy can be glam. It's just like what I interpret from these colors. Would these be the colors that I would normally gravitate towards? Not necessarily. If you guys know me, I prefer like my bright purples, pinks, blues, that sort of thing. Whereas these ones tend to be a little bit more on the darker side of things and a little bit on the cooler side of things. I think that's also another thing why I don't feel like this screams to me, like, personally. But this is a really good palette and I really like it. Obviously you can still go ahead and do your neutral shades up here, and then you've got all these like really fun colors down here as well. I did play around with some of the glittery shades, like this one, Legends. Oh, this is like a true like yellow gold. Oh, so pretty. I do want to make another look using this particular palette, maybe using the browns, because I really want to use that shade Wild Child, and I also want to use these three sort of like brighter colors here. So again, 1970, TBA, and Sacred. I feel like those would be really nice. I think the palette is great mirror. Shadows, from what I've tried out so far, really good quality. The headliners, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed in how dull they are a bit. So obviously I've only tried Act 2 and Act 3, which is the navy blue and the red. The navy blue, it just kind of looks like black on my skin, to be honest, and then the red, Act 3, it looks really nice and bold, and it looks much brighter and more red on like plain skin, but on the rest of the makeup it just kind of looks a little bit dull. Now again, I know how color theory works. If you put red on top of blue, it can kind of just neutralize it and kind of give it look like a dull look. I'm just a little bit disappointed. I was hoping it was going to be like a punchy, bam in your face sort of like color. I've got this gel liner from Morphe as well. This one's Vitamin C. I was hoping like the navy blue was going to be somewhat like this, but like a bit darker obviously, but it just again turned out black on my skin. So I don't know, maybe I'm using it wrong. Again, I haven't used cake liners before. If you guys know if I'm doing it wrong, please let me know down in the comment box down below. But yeah, in terms of the quality, I think it's a really good palette. I feel like that, and I've said this a couple of times, I feel like Morphe's eyeshadows are really up there with like the higher end brands, but obviously at a little bit more affordable price. But yeah, I really like it. If you guys live in Australia, you guys can get it from Morphe Australia. They have a website, and you guys can also get Morphe from Mecca. I'm not really sure if this particular palette is available at Mecca though, but yeah, definitely check them out. And that is pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to watch a tutorial on how I created this makeup look, definitely head over to my Instagram. I'll have a link down in the description box down below to my Instagram account and the particular post where I did the makeup if you guys are interested. And if you guys would like to watch more of me, definitely head over to the eye on the screen and check out the description box down below. I have a couple of other videos linked down there as well, a couple of discount codes as well if you guys are interested. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.